Boom.
Hello, everyone. How are we doing? Welcome, welcome. It's another TLA stream. We're going to be chilling, kicking back with our special guest, Ghost Train, who will do instructions for him and the rest of us pretty soon in his beautiful beard, which hopefully you can see. Basically, we're going to be asking some pretty spicy One Piece questions, but also mixing it up with like the standard ridiculous questions. Hopefully, no one's going to spam the soundboard too much, as we've just discussed. And Lucas will be joining us in a second. So, like and sub, make sure to sub to our other channel as well, which is the Last Arc Theory channel. You can find that attached to the live channel. Apparently, there's like a few goats in chat already, and yeah, you all stink, but yeah, we love you. And if you've got any requests or questions or whatever, just put them in the chat as always. Sorry about the squeaky door. And I'll get round to reading them ASAP. But right, Vex is going to bring us in with the big intros. I'm going to mute up and sort this door out.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy vexyz, the lurking legend, coming in hot, hype for today's stream with Ghost Train, somebody we've been talking about getting on for a chill stream for quite a while. We're going to be talking about maybe some One Piece live action, maybe some recent anime and manga hits. We're going to be obviously talking about some theories that we've been sharing and going over some new spice as well. Can't wait to get into it with everybody. I want to go ahead and introduce and thank Fritz the Ditz, who is hosting the stream for us today. Goat, who you can find on the News Coup posts, which we just had a spicy one drop with Smokey. But you can also find him on his twitch.tv/Fritz the Ditz. How you doing today, Fritz?
I'm doing good, and I want to say Squeaky Door is a canon event. Cannot be stopped. Tyra Futures would have been wrecked without it. And I'm just glad to be here. It's a fun vibe every time we're on here. I just want to thank everybody for also being here.
Excellent, excellent, lovely. And then we also have Cube of the Red Sea joining us. One of my favorite people to spit theories with. How you doing today, Cube?
What up, everyone? What's up, Vex?
Oh.
Well, I'm very excited. Spoke Ghost Train of Thoughts a while back on the scene, so I'm quite hyped for the stream. Honestly, it's good.
Excellent. Yeah, we're all super hype. Just joining us in a fashionably late is going to be Straw Hat Lucas, the helmsman of the last arc. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good. How you doing today?
We're killing it. We're killing it. Doing the intros. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you were looking forward to this stream. I'm so glad that you can make it. We have Den Den, who did the lovely intro at first, who's going to be co-hosting with me, and the man of the hour, the guest of honor, the person we are all here and happy to spit with, and happy to have with us, Ghost Train of Thought. How you doing today, bro?
I am doing amazing. I'm excited to be here. I'm ready to spit some theories. Always a good time when you're talking One Piece. So, and ceremonial camera turn on. So, hello.
Yes.
Champion, legendary.
All the beautiful faces. Babyface Lucas next to these two bearded goats. I love it.
He's got a little.
Hey, now, my goatee and mustache are coming back after the shaving debacle, okay?
It's a rose between two thorns.
He's trying.
I believe they dimed that one the chin diaper back in the COVID days, the COVID war.
I gotta ask, was it like a sub goal over on TikTok? That's why you went all babyface, clean shaven, or what was going on?
I went to trim my goatee and then I shaved it way too short, so I just decided to shave it off and I left the mustache and it looked ridiculous. So I was like, "Well, that's going too."
Rookie mistake.
I'm glad that you committed to the rest. Yeah,
you gotta be very easy with it.
Yeah, these two guys are over here like your first time. Like,
You'll get there.
Yeah, I'll get there.
Yeah, I remember my
You gotta
first
hover
shave when I was a baby.
Also, don't forget you can follow Ghost Train of Thought on TikTok. The link is pinned in the chat. Make sure you do. Make sure you just spam like his page, drop some comments, And as they say, he loves Helmeppo pictures, so fire him straight to his DMs. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
won't deny me some
absolutely.
Helmeppo.
Go check out the TikTok for sure. That's secretly why I was really hyped to get him involved. Is Vex is a lurking legend, and the Last Stark are about to be breaking out on TikTok. I've been wanting to collab with my boy Smokey, and we got some of that done. So there's actually some spice coming out this week, and then I'm gonna probably try and ride on Lucas's coattails as well. But yeah, I'm gonna be trying to get as much advice from the whole TikTok game today and taking notes on all of that.
Just keep pushing. That's the main thing. Like anything
Yeah,
what
else.
they
best
call-
advice.
yeah.
Best advice: do not get involved with the power scaling community. That's my bet. You will get your account banned so fast if
So,
you power
Yeah.
scale.
anyway, guys, we're gonna start off with some toxic power scaling, like real quick.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Ready.
Let me tell you why Usopp is faster than light.
Let me tell you, like,
all
Din
right,
Din
so-
Mushis are the most powerful object in the world.
Exactly, man. Like exactly.
Yeah,
Hard
we
agrees all
stand
round.
Ben Mushi's here. Like,
Right. So if everyone's happy, I'm just going to jump straight into some soft spice, and then straight into the deep spice. So we all good with that?
I missed that. What was that?
Okay.
Soft
I was
spice.
just saying you're a legend. You're such a legend, Lucas. Yeah. Cool.
Oh, okay.
Right. So my first question, straight to you, Ghost. Like, before we get into the actual One Piece stuff, I just want to know, like, if there was some One Piece lore or like a One Piece mystery or something that you could have solved or like more revealed about it or something like that. Is there any go-tos in your mind? Is there any like particular favorites, theories, or just mysteries in One Piece?
just the nature of Pluton and Uranus, like the ancient weapons, I want just closure on, and
Solid.
I need more
Solid
information.
answer. It's a solid answer. I won't. Squeaky door's taken off. I won't let the other girls answer it yet. We'll go back around a bit later and we'll jump into that. But yeah, I was curious. So firstly, let's just start with like, you know, some recent stuff. I was going to say, is there anything about 1093 that jumped out to Ghost yourself or anyone particularly here? It's obviously been a few days since the chapter now. So yeah, any thoughts on that chapter particularly?
A lot of people have been speculating a lot about Logia awakenings, especially with this new chapter, like the potential of like, what are they? What could they possibly be? And you know, Kizaru was shown to have some sort of clone or after image that was, you know, either him going so fast that his after images are like capable of seemingly doing damage, or he's creating clones of himself. Like it's one of the two.
Yeah.
And I'm
It
really curious.
seems like kind of like linked a little bit to like what Robin was doing in Wano, like more late game. Like I think they mentioned it was her awakening as well, that she could have a clone and stuff. So, and I know that Dax spoke about like what if these awakened Logias like created clone armies and stuff like that. So bananas, yeah. But
I don't think Robin's is a true awakening just yet. The Demonio floor might be though. I don't know if we got confirmation on there. That'd be sick if it is though.
It's
I
probably
think
as
that
much of an
Robin-
awakening as like Snake Man is when awakening. Like he has the scarf, so
Yeah.
it's like kind of that almost there.
Yeah,
Robin's
almost
had
this
her
close.
fruit for just a really long time, like comparatively, like with Doflamingo and Luffy, right? Like two other people who we have confirmation that it's awakening. I know Kaku kind of like threw that whole argument out with, you know, but I think that there's an argument that yeah, she's probably there or on the cusp of it. But I just as far as at Dressrosa, it wasn't confirmed then that it was awakening. But I'd like to speculate that that's definitely on the cusp of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
If anything, it's a pseudo awakening, like right before the awakening.
Yeah, I
Actually,
think if
Ghost
she had
suggests-
the hockey for it, I think that would probably be like the last thing that she's needing, right?
What's that cube?
So- Yeah, Ghost, you actually made me really think. The fact that you worried about Logia awakening
Mhm.
is the fact that Luffy, when he saw the clones, he mentioned the Horo no Mi, which is the only fruit where the person you said that he has access to a network of ghosts that he actually interacts with. And I found it interesting that now that you say that you know Oda had Luffy mention the Horo no Mi in that chapter.
Right, because it
Now you
brings
say
up the
that.
speculation of like he took them out so easily. Like as we saw, it took like one swipe, and they all kind of popped away like a
Yeah.
shadow clone. So it's not like
Yeah.
it was anything crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
it's a
maybe
crazy feat. Like
it's
obviously, we
But yeah,
can't say it wasn't, but you know what I'm saying. It's not like they're
Yeah.
all doing full damage.
yeah. Kizaru definitely
Exactly.
hit Luffy with the Bukkake of Light.
Exactly.
How many minutes are we into the stream before I said an out of pocket thing?
10. Yes.
Yes.
We're past the striking pose.
Exactly.
Wild. Yeah, yeah, shout out to also what Captain Smokey in the news coup, because he had me absolutely dying watching that as well. Everybody make sure to check out the Last Arc Theory channel where that is posted. You can also check out just the absolute unhingedness from when Lucas took a vacation week from the news coup. Smokey
Yeah.
went wild.
Oh, dude,
If
newscaster
people don't,
Lucas.
if people don't know Smokey already, then like, honestly, him and Lucas, the funniest One Piece comedians there are, and I'm not like exaggerating or being biased. Like, just watch the newest one, which is Smokey's Takeover, as they were saying, and it is like unhinged is the best word for it, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
Oh,
hilarious.
totally.
Newscaster Lucas is gonna have a field day with Smokey next week or next chapter. Don't worry.
Revenge.
Revenge, exactly.
All right. Anyway, let's move it along a little bit. So just on the topic, you mentioned Kizaru and whatnot. Who do we think is going to win? Just a straight one-on-one between the two.
Oh, bro.
Bear in mind, like Luffy did not one-on-one Kaido.
I don't think there's going to
Like,
be
it took ages and ages.
defined winner. I think the whole thing is just going to be a struggle over the hierarchy chips, and that's going to be like the main focus. Like Kizaru isn't even fully wanting to fight Luffy at every turn. He's trying to get to Vegapunk and be like, just trying to do my job. Can you guys leave me alone?
Can I ask Ghost a question real quick, Dindin?
Low. Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. No. So Ghost, do you think, if you remember in the end of 1092, right, when Luffy grabbed Kizaru, he said something about like, so this is the power of Nika, or he didn't say that, but he kind of implied like, oh, so this is it. This is what they meant. Do you think he's avoiding Luffy now because he knows he cannot stand up to the power of the Sun God Nika?
I think he knows more about the Void Sentry and like all the knowledge that Vegapunk has, and I think the fact that he's having to now execute his friend, knowing that he knew all this time, he's just like, well, it's kind of like the manager who has to write up his friend for doing something messed up. You're just like, come on, I told you, please keep it under wraps. It's like he couldn't keep it under wraps.
Well, I also think that I don't know if he's necessarily avoiding Luffy, but I think that it makes sense that a Yonko like Luffy, like Kizaru he's battle hardened. We gotta remember this is like as goofy as he might seem, like this is a military mind, like a tactician maybe even. If he were to take on a Yonko, he would probably know to take on his weak points. And what's the weakest point of Luffy other than Usopp right now?
Vegapunk.
Yeah, but that's honestly, that might have been the smartest, the absolute smartest thing that he could have done, from a like actual tactical mind.
Oh yeah, you're grabbing his hype man. What's
Exactly.
he gonna do? Like he's the man who got him up for that last bout with Lucci. Like,
well, this dude's got a god on his Yonko crew. Like, I got to take that out first, right? Like priorities, but.
Oh my goodness.
But
yeah, it's Smokey as well. Like, just to we mentioned the news coup. In the news coup, Smokey had this funny line where he says, "Luffy grabbed Kizaru by the everything," and I was like, and it shows the panel, and I was looking, I was like, he literally just completely just squished him. Tom and Jerry stuff.
You spoke his name 3 times, and he appeared. We are joined by Grand Line Bound Captain Smokey himself.
What's up?
What's good, brother?
Was
look at that
He's
entrance.
just vibing, my boy.
Who needs music? We just vibing.
What's up, Ghost Train, my man?
How you doing, man?
Smokes, do you want to introduce yourself quick?
I'm nobody special. Just a kid that's Grand Line bound, baby. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Or Chad, what was it? Chadlington the
Chad
third.
rules. Oh,
Chadsworth
Chadnorth.
Smokington the
Hey.
third.
third.
The
Oh,
third,
okay,
baby.
Sorry,
You better
Won't forget
pronounce
it
it
again.
right, or you're gonna get a Buster call.
Chadsworth
right.
is the
That's
news
right, baby.
coup and on the inside with the
so-
Marines. As you can tell from the chapter review, he is a fan of the Marines, and
He's like a spandom type of character. He relates to spandom a lot.
he
So
also has
basically-
been given too many opportunities to Buster Call on people, and it's under revise right now.
you guys
Yeah,
ever
yeah,
heard
yeah,
of
yeah.
Pineapple Island from One Piece?
Neither
No.
have we.
No,
Exactly.
you haven't.
Is that Marco?
Exactly.
Is that Marco's hometown? Is that
Neither
Marco's
have
hometown?
we.
Neither have we.
The paperwork is ridiculous. No, okay, right. Somebody answer the question between Kiza and Luffy, so then I can segue smoothly into the next question.
Luffy, 100%.
100%
Okay.
Luffy.
Okay, in that case, Smokey, where does Saturn come into it? If Luffy wins, does that mean he has to fight Saturn next, or what happens with Saturn?
No, but I think Saturn is gonna overwrite all he's gonna override Atlas's command. You know what I mean? We got that in one of the panels. Like Oda gave us a hierarchy of the rankings. He's on top. That's why they showed him at that panel.
Great.
I don't think he's gonna fight anybody. He's too valuable, but he might come into play with the Blackbeard Pirates. Like I have headcanon that I think the Blackbeard Pirates are gonna kill his ass, and they're gonna blame Luffy. The world's gonna blame Luffy for doing it. I don't know. That sounds wicked to me, though.
That
What do you
almost
guys
sounds
think?
guaranteed.
That's sick, dude. I definitely don't think he's going back to Marisha. So, but I never
Neither
thought
do
about the Blackbeard killing him and it becoming like news, which sort of really blows up the story globally for like the final battle. You know, so
Right.
that's
Or
interesting.
kidnap him. Who knows?
He could go back to Marie-Joie in a pine box.
Yeah. in the Marie Joie
Some of-
freezer, baby.
What if? Because we
Some
don't
of him,
know.
yeah, some of him.
Yeah, we don't know which Titanic commander is on Egghead right now, but there is definitely someone from the Blackbeard crew. What if they kill Saturn and blame Luffy for it? Like, ooh, spicy,
I
spicy,
mean,
spicy.
something I just thought of. If Saturn was to be killed now and Katarina Devon were like here, couldn't she just like pretend to be him and then go and infiltrate like
Ooh.
the actual like throne chamber?
And kind of
That's
propose, hey,
beautiful.
give Blackbeard his own country so they can kind of circumvent that whole crap.
That'd be
Jeez.
beautiful. What if that was
Jesus.
Blackbeard's plan is to infiltrate Marie Joie?
Marie-Joie, yeah.
That was
Dude.
so fucking planned. Yikes.
Yeah, I mean,
Sexy.
interestingly, it's interesting. Like the sea beasts, were literally. I'm not really thought about this, but they've just been slapped around. So it
they got
means
smacked.
that, like, unless Egghead does get destroyed at the end, like it's open to public access. You know what I mean? We know that Luffy sort of and the Straw Hats stumbled across the island, but they stumbled across the sea beasts first, which would prevent people from getting there usually, right? So maybe Blackbeard might try to take Egghead as well, or something like that. It's an ancient island, you know. He's into his archaeology, so
That's true.
yeah.
I feel like
What do you
the
think,
series
Ghost?
are gonna be like crazy important though. Like I'm sorry, but like it makes so much sense to me because they were first introduced to us like way before we even knew kind of what was going on, and they were set up as a little bit of a tone, like a setting where you know we got later on that like you know you can't overwrite their desires or their wills, like that was what Lilith
Yeah.
said.
Mhm,
And we
mhm.
figure out that later on into the arc that is like a little bit more thematically important and underlying throughout the arc, right? They were set up to be, I don't know, like the way that I saw it, it was like a little bit of a counter ancient weapon, like a pseudo Shirahoshi. And so I really
Ooh.
feel like they are going to be important, like as like a like a way for them to try to like reverse engineer an ancient weapon. I don't think that's the only reverse engineering of an ancient weapon that they've done either, like as we get more information about. But I just think that the sea beasts are going to be a lot more important, I'm thinking.
Vex just cooked.
Cooked, yeah. He's super
I'm
cooked
hoping
right
they
there.
have more relevance for sure. I love the concept of the sea beasts, especially like from all the way back in Reverse Mountain and the Twin Capes when we see Laboon basically being fashioned into like has like an island
Mhm.
inside of him. He's basically his own ship, his own vessel. You could
Oh yeah, that's sick.
ride that to any
Yeah.
point.
Can we all
in the world.
remember? Can we remember the first time we ever saw the sea beasts? Can you remember the shadows
Yeah.
under the water?
Yeah, they had like silhouettes with like the circled out eyeballs, like Zunisha and like the Gorosei, and like classic
Gorosei,
Oda,
yeah.
like menacing silhouette. You
I
know,
mean,
like
as I'm
Yeah,
Egghead, or just in general.
Say again, sorry.
Like as we were entering Egghead, or just in general. Like I'm thinking that shark.
Yeah. When we went into so just before the shark, I think it was just before the shark. There's like
no, it was a
4
little
or
bit
5.
after. Yeah, it was a little bit after,
I
but
see.
it was like in that chapter. It was nestled in the chapter where like we first get introduced to
like
them.
the end of the chapter.
Yeah, I remember I shared the panel like during one of our previous streams, and like just it was like during one of our theory cooking streams, and like I literally heard your mind get like completely blown, like because I like I didn't even like draw the connection until I started rereading through Egghead, and I've reread through Egghead like 6 times by now already. I swear.
Same.
Sick.
Yeah. I need to do another read through just to
Yeah.
visualize.
I'm
The
telling
timeline
you,
and the jumping around has been tough.
when you read it like as a whole, it's miles better than reading it weekly. It's like Wano.
Yeah.
When you
It's
read it
true.
as a whole.
It's true.
Yeah. You
Big
gather
break
all
though,
that
it did
information.
land like the big break did come at like Oda somehow. I don't know how he does it, but scheduled it quite well. I think with the big break, like there was 2 halves of Egghead. You know, there was the end of the first half. York was revealed, and we got the Marijois stuff, spicy, and now we're in the second half where like shit's gonna go down. So like somehow it has felt okay, even though it has been jumping around a little bit. Like it's just about manageable, I'd say.
So, Ghost, I have a question to ask you.
Yep.
Well, not the entire TLA, but at least Lucas and I are big into that belief. Do you vibe with Kizaru, possible turncoat of the world government?
Kizaru turning on the world government.
Yeah.
I could see if under new management he'll do whatever is needed, sort of thing. Like if
Fujitora too.
The best answer I've heard.
Fuji
I mean, that's
absolutely is
that's
like
a sick
easily
answer.
toppable.
I think Fuji's already there, man. I think he's deep into Shield. Or Sword, I mean.
Yeah.
I think he is
Yeah.
like in there.
Dude, Fujitora has to pass his ideals on because he's an old guy and all these old guys are gonna die. I'm telling you, like he has to bequeath, I think the word is, his like morals and shit, and it has to be succeeded by some new Navy pup or someone in the Marines. Something like that.
I would
Helmeppo,
love if
man.
Helmeppo got upgraded to Admiral status.
Yeah,
No. I'm saying like Helmeppo's gonna get Fujitora's will. He covers his eyes all the time now.
Yeah.
Chadmiral.
Good
Chadmiral.
call.
Right there.
And he turned a
I would
blind
say
eye
more-
to like his father's deeds and all that.
Everyone's saying Chadmiral.
Yeah, Chadmiral status. Helmeppo is going to be Fleet Chadmiral. Right now he's Rear Chadmiral, but you know, hey, we can respect it.
Yeah.
This
It's
guy.
almost captain level.
That's wild.
Let's bring it back to Egghead a sec. Ghost, do you think Kuma's gonna die?
Yes.
Dude just got a
Unfortunately.
Solid
tape
answer.
bitten off, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, how do you come back from that?
Is-
Like,
And he, like, I'm not sure if he lost his whole foot, but like half his leg
Yeah.
is definitely
It
like.
looked like
The
it.
only option I could see is if there was some sort of like final directive to like push his consciousness into the like S bear, like the one that's considered the problem child, the one they just brought back to Egghead, you know, like that
Well,
one
yeah.
kind of coming back to relevance. I could see if he does stay alive, maybe it goes into that one because it has similar
we
powers.
did see
And then the
Atlas
pop-off
was
fruit can still
talking
get
about.
passed on.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, I thought about that as well. Like, there's probably like backup, like Kuma's like ready for him to just boop his consciousness into. But we did see Atlas, who also explained organoids, which are like they can grow like backup body parts. So I mean, they can literally probably just like just sprout out like a new Kuma like
Yeah,
arm.
it's probably
and
down
leg.
to like timing now. Like if there's time to do it, they could do it. But like Egghead's about to be exploded, so Kuma might just have to be like, well, I can maybe go into that Iron Giant or one of the pacifistas here and just kind of have like a last stand.
Oh my God, Kuma in the
Well,
Iron Giant is wild.
Well, you think about the timeline, like he waited the 2
Yeah.
years, right?
Hmm?
And then if you think about the last time the Iron Giant was active, that was 200 years. So it's that like extension,
Great.
final directive sort of thing. Because I think that whole
Right.
power source is just like having the sovereigns and the will.
I-
to be
I do
powered.
think the Iron Giant is going to help the Straw Hats escape Egghead.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
about his, yeah,
Well,
but about him
Megaforce is
dying,
messed.
yeah, about him dying, I really want Oda to get into his special race before he dies. I just want him to get into that. Just it could be after, before. Just get into that. I want him to
I think
explain
right
more.
before he dies or after he dies, we'll see what Bonnie saw fully in the memory
Mhm.
bubble.
Yeah.
I know where Dindin was going in there since he's muted. I'm going to ask you the next question I know he had lined up for you, Ghost. Who do you think, if Kuma dies, will get his devil fruit?
Ooh.
Who gets the devil fruit? I
Who
don't
gets
know.
the devil fruit?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of people saying Vivi,
Hmm.
and I don't know. I don't know why. Like a lot of people have also just been speculating that like Lily had the pawpaw fruit, and that's how the poneglyphs got scattered. And sure, maybe full circle, that could make sense.
No, just to go
I don't
against
know.
the whole paw scattering the poneglyphs, aren't the poneglyphs made of sea stone?
Yeah.
Yeah, so how
So
could it...
sea stone can still like it doesn't completely nullify like I don't think devil fruit abilities, right? Like, and plus, like, I don't even think that Kuma has to touch you directly to like paw you. I don't know. We aren't
It
completely
seems-
sure on how those work. I think.
Well, because you
for
think
that
about
to
like
really
the candy
describe it.
because of
slug.
Impel Down. Because of Impel Down, it seems to work like the sea. Like the sea is the density of water, the little water around you. It seems that when it's around someone, it hinders him because what's his name? The guy of Ivankov in Impel Down, he did seem to manipulate certain sea stone cuff, if I remember correctly. He undid some cuff afterwards,
Can I?
but I'm not sure. But it does seem it's similar to the
Let's
sea.
see.
Oh, Dindin just went into the Void Century himself. He just got paw-pawed. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I
got
thought I heard
pawpawed.
it too.
Got pawpawed.
Most of us here at TLA believe it's going to be Frankie.
That would be.
I don't know.
interesting.
Didn't he say he didn't want a devil fruit?
Oh my god! Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
you now, brother.
I'm not sure if it's a wet phone or like the server's just trying to mute me. Let me just quickly jump in. Everyone was like, it depends what Bonnie saw in the flashback. Like, I bet you what Bonnie saw was Kuma banging her mum, who is Big Mom.
Why would she be happy about that? That's like a trauma. That's a canon event that you would be like years.
Yeah,
No.
she was
No,
pretty
wait, my
traumatized
daddy.
by seeing Big Mum, in that.
Maybe just to see him happy one time was enough, I guess.
Yeah. He was pawing
He was
that down,
super
man.
happy.
He was
super happy that
pawing
day.
that down. That's a pain bubble if I ever seen one myself.
Yeah, that is worse than nothing happened.
Yeah, that's
I'm
a
not sure
lot.
what
That's
this-
everything happened in that day.
Everything happened.
He's just removing the pain as he goes.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm back, sorry.
And also I was gonna say, I'm not sure what this nonsense about poneglyph being made of sea stone is all about. That's not correct, is it?
We don't know.
It's the most like reasonable thing that people have assumed, but it seems far more indestructible than that. So it's just like, what's the next step from that?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why
You
I've
just
always
know it's like
assumed...
Actually, I have
it's just like a real hard
brain
stone,
theory.
right? Like
Ooh,
It's not.
look on it.
We actually don't know.
Yeah.
That's the part of the poneglyph they never went to the detail on the stone.
I want to
itself.
ask a question. Do
Here,
you
one
guys
second. One
think...
second. Ghost said something about a theory, and I want to hear this.
Oh, okay.
So just kind of jumping to like a Uranus point. So the rings of Uranus in like the real world start red, and as you go inward, start to go blue. So what if like inside of the red line is blue stone?
Ooh.
That's more easily harvestable, and you are able to manipulate it as opposed to the redstone.
Yikes.
But if there's an inner
Interesting.
layer, an inner
Interesting.
crust that you're able to, and since they were down by a volcano, had access to like a more lower crust.
Yeah.
All right, that's brilliant. That's pretty. I never thought of that.
In real life, alabaster is a clear stone, like a transparent stone, completely clear. So it might be like stone from alabaster in the story as well, and then they like you can infuse it like, and that's why the blue stone's softer. It might be like blue haki is easier to fuck around with than red haki, for example, which we know like isn't red the color of the king, right? It's Conqueror's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like black and red, sort of.
yeah.
The color
yeah.
of the supreme.
It's not
king.
like exactly. It's not just any Conquerors. It's like the big dick Conquerors, basically. So yeah, that you might be onto something there, dude. Completely.
No, I like the that we're talking about imbuing conquerors into things, or specifically like any hockey into things, because like obviously we've seen permanently black bladed swords where it's still got, we can assume it's still got hockey in it. You know, however many hundreds of years later, then Ryuma hasn't touched that thing. You know, like I don't think there's a clear timeline, but we know that monsters is that's pretty much canon in the lore of One Piece, but it was like distant, right?
Yeah.
But as far as other objects that might have had hockey imbued within them over time, like, and I brought this up, I know, talking with Cube a few times, but I don't think I said it on stream. I think that Madame Charlie's like crystal ball is imbued with, instead of it being imbued with armament hockey like a black blade, this would be like imbued with observation hockey, because she can't see into the future without it. If she gave up the crystal ball, she can't see into the future without it. She's not just sitting here like reading the future anymore. She could only do that because of that object.
But she's just attuned to that object.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We did see that, like Dindin said, we saw that Kuma had put his hockey into something. Big Mom.
Yeah, and then even the tarot cards.
You drop it already.
Calm down, bro. Oh my god.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
He displaced the seed.
No, but to get back to
He did it from a
theory,
distance. He just put the concept.
that's what I feel like Hawkins could be doing with his tarot cards, is like they have like a bit of like hockey, like observation hockey, and like maybe it's not his observation hockey, but it was still observation hockey nonetheless.
That's
And
so
I think
true. That's so true.
Maybe
yeah, and especially if a dude's talking to these rocks, like Roger could like hear them, right? Like, come on now, like there's clearly got to be like some sort of like, I'm thinking it could be observation killing hockey even.
Yeah, it could be too that somebody's put their will inside of the poneglyphs. Have we thought about that?
Well, yeah, the
Yeah,
hockey
yeah,
is
yeah,
just
well-
a manifestation of will. It's they're effectively.
Oh yeah, that's true.
synonymous.
That's true. That's true.
So are devil fruits. Devil fruits are the pure.
But the
manifest-
voices, the voices themselves, you know, that they're pretty significant. Like maybe the voice of wolf things, as Lucas was suggesting, was instilled by Kuma's fruit or something. But Smokey, you
What
had a
if it's
question earlier,
desire?
and I cut you off.
What if it's desire? What if it's just desire? Someone had such a strong hockey that their last instant he could put a big part of it as desire. Hence why anyone that would like fit that
Interesting.
desire, you know, be compatible, will be able to be connected. Like that would explain voice of all things. You need to connect on both ends.
It would explain why people can hear it. Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Like why people
Well,
can hear it and stuff. Like
The
just
question
calling
I
out.
was gonna ask, I want help. I need your guys' help with this because I've been doing a lot of like, the Vega Smoke research, all these shorts, and like one thing I've been noticing is the importance of three things, right? Bubbles, stone, and trees, and that ties back to the whale tree made out of stone. Do you guys think it's a possibility that type of stone, along with it being coated with some type of bubbles that you see from Sabaody, like, do you think that's gonna come back into the picture? Because there's no way nobody can tell me that bubbles are not important to the story with Sabaody.
Bubbles
Very fucking very, very important stuff, right? So it's
Rayleigh's
like,
the ship coder. Yeah, like Rayleigh's like the guy closest to One Piece. He could literally go and see the One Piece tomorrow, probably. And what's he doing with his time? He's coding ships with
coding
bubbles.
ships, right?
Yeah, he
And
literally
then,
asked, "Do you want me to tell you where it's at?"
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And then the whale tree, right? The whale tree, like it's made out of stone.
Save your journey.
Like,
Well,
what if
no,
the
yeah.
whale
Well,
tree-
yeah. Like if
Like,
the poneglyph stone comes from a stone tree, like stone that grows, that will blow my fucking mind like to smithereens. I've never thought about that at all, but
prunable
maybe it comes from
stone.
there. Yeah.
Smokey, when you're talking about the whale tree
Exactly.
and how it's made out of stone, have you watched the first One Piece movie?
No, I have not. I
There
haven't
is
seen
a
any.
giant whale in that, made of stone with a
Yeah.
king's crown on top of it. And I don't know why, but when you were talking about that, that's what I was thinking about.
Nice.
And it's like,
Well,
that's
and then not only that,
That's
but that
huge, right?
panel,
hugely spicy.
that color spread
spicy.
of the whale flying over the straw hats when they're underwater,
Yes.
and it has a crown.
Mhm.
And in the anime, there's a filler episode where Daddy Masterson challenges Usopp to hit the weather vane. Remember, and he's like,
Daddy.
he duels him. If you pay attention to that weather vane, it's a whale with a crown on it. Like Oda likes to sprinkle that type of shit in there.
Yes.
Whales
yeah,
with crowns.
yeah.
Well, and then
The
they had
whales
to
are
introduce him
definitely
back
also-
in Fishman Island as a hoe.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah. You know, another whale with the
That
crown.
fish is
right?
a hoe.
Neptune, Hotel. I like to call it Laugh Hotel.
Laugh
You know what I
Hotel.
mean? But yeah, like
Tails
whales,
inside a whale confirmed.
right?
Under the whale as well, there's three manta rays. One's Uranus, one's Poseidon, and one's Pluton. Like one of them's armed heavily, the other one's got fish attached to it, and the other one's like flying through the sky in some way or some shit. Like I can't remember. It's been a while, but
Right.
yeah, it's a classic color spread. Like also, we mentioned Hawkins. I've always wanted to see like someone go up to his cards when he's not there, like flip one over, and it just says like "you suck" or like "lol" or something like that.
Mischief
Like,
managed.
and it's just like a yeah.
Get
Your
wrecked.
mom.
Your mom, exactly.
He's nuts or something. You would lose your mind if you look
Yeah,
he's nuts.
You flip it over and it
I
just
would
says
lose my
"Hello,
mind, yeah.
Lucas." It's like, oh, it just has your name on it. Like, oh.
I can imagine
It just
it's
says- it
just like
just
one of
says-
those. It's one of those flip books, and it's just it's just like a dick that's just getting like like slowly like perking up.
That's
Slowly perking
awesome.
up is the best way. Hold on. Slowly perking up is the best way to say erect in the
Yes.
like history of everything.
Slowly
You're
perking
welcome.
up.
Yeah, you're
Slowly
welcome. That
perking
one.
up.
I'm
That
gonna
one's
use that.
free. Yeah, that one's
I mean,
free.
it just depends
quote
on
me on
the
that.
context of how you use it, right? Like,
Right?
Tell them what you mean.
Hey, with
Jeez.
As we were sort of touching on though before, like I cut out and all that stuff, and I interrupted.
Oh.
I like Lucas and I think Frankie are going to be taking it for all sorts of reasons. A big coming out on that. But if anyone does, before we move on from that question, I'm interested. If anyone does have any last minute ideas on who will be getting Kuma's fruit, or will nobody be getting it? Obviously, if it reincarnates, where will it reincarnate? If anyone's got some last thoughts on that, feel free to throw them in.
I have a quick 2 cents. Yeah, like we already know that the green blood has been processed for S Bear to have this power. So honestly, I think anyone who wants Kuma's devil fruit can have Kuma's devil fruit. If they could get hooked up with them little green blood dialysis machines. I don't know, like whatever that
Even
tech
if
is.
What
even if they went
Usopp needed
Lunarian.
it? What if Usopp got it to kind of like replicate the warp fruit and to
Ooh,
fight
yeah,
Water?
honestly.
but what if
man.
also
You-
Usopp used it? He could shoot a projectile, and that
Wow.
projectile would land where he wanted it across the world.
Yikes.
Exactly.
He'd be able to kind of like
Exactly,
bend the
Fritz,
concept
yeah.
of like whatever he's doing with his pop greens and all that stuff.
Yikes.
No, but
that's
hear me out.
brilliant.
My
All I'm
mind.
saying,
We've
yeah.
seen those
when he
little.
turns
We've seen
around and
those
bangs his
little
nose
like.
on something.
That was just now.
Yeah. We've seen those little green blood like bracelet things, right? I don't know, like a few on all the seraphim that have like confirmed powers. And like I'm saying, like, does it have to stay the same flavor, or can you like switch out flavors? Like, can you?
Give me my
Can you-
flavors,
like,
man.
Like
the
Mountain
new-
Dew? Is it like
Yeah,
Mountain
yeah,
Dew?
but like,
He's
but
drinking
it's
that
like a
cucumber
different-
lime
Like
Gatorade.
different green
yeah,
blood.
it's like
Baja
a
Blast,
different
baby.
cart. It's a different cartridge, like of green blood.
Yeah, he's
And,
got a coup de flame, coup
Yeah.
de toxic, coup de
With
monk.
a flame.
Cola, yeah.
But it'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
so cool if
OP
you
as
could just
fuck.
like have like a little like belt of like instead of like 6 Pokeballs, like a trainer in the games, you could only have like 6 Pokemon in your party. If you could have like 6 different devil fruits just on your belt loop and just plug them in
Ooh,
like
or
Ben
like
10 style,
Bane.
maybe even mix and match. Yeah,
Like
what
Bane
if
from
you could
fucking
like
Batman and shit,
Oh.
Venom,
Yeah.
get juiced up. That's fucking
but what if you
dope.
could double up on devil fruits if you mix
Getting
green
juiced
blood?
up.
It'd be like Wapple having his own rumble balls, just like
Yeah.
What guys?
green blood.
You guys fail to think about the most important thing. If Usopp had Kuma's fruit, he can tell any lies and repel reality from his lies. and just make it
Oh
happen.
my
Manifest
God.
destiny.
I don't know. I think Fritz's point about being able to call his shot and send him wherever he wants is
Yep.
probably the best like use of that
Yeah,
fruit
it's genius.
for Usopp.
Yeah.
Genius,
Yeah.
Fritz. Genius.
I would love that.
It also would
He would
make
have
sense.
Van Decken tracking. He would have like Van Decken.
It would also make more sense because there's a lot of theories about, like you guys were talking about, like a character who would die. It would be in a situation where Usopp was going to probably lose that fight, ate that fruit, and then gain the upper hand in that fight.
No. See that.
Smokey said no.
No.
No, I want it to be intentional.
Intentional bravery die. Intentional bravery.
Unless he accidentally eats the fruit like Buggy style.
Oh my god. Dude, he has a lot of similarities to Buggy. Like they got the don't go to that island disease, you know what I mean? So
I'm the captain, not you.
Yeah.
Yeah. The nose thing, they have like this weird nose.
Yeah, the straight inferiority complex.
Yes. They're both god tier level.
Yeah.
You know who else? You know who
Failing
else has a
upwards
lot of
to
similarities?
miraculous extent.
Yeah, somebody else who has a lot of similarities with Usopp. It's this guy we haven't seen in a long time, Soge King. It's
yeah, true. I wonder where he's at in the story sometimes.
He's on Sniper Island.
No,
it's in your heart. Yeah, it's in your heart.
Oh. Well, that's why I haven't found him in a while. Then I guess.
I mean, Law was messing with so many pirates' hearts that he probably kind of messed up where Sniper Island kind of was coordinated. You know?
Oh my god!
Kind of like messing
I
up
didn't even
log
think of that.
poses, right? So that's why we haven't seen him.
Ghost is cooking, just casually cooking right now.
You know what, guys? I want to see.
What are we gonna do when the Straw Hats get to Laugh Tale and there's a sign that says "Welcome to Sniper Island"?
Oh my god,
that'd be beautiful.
I would lose it, man.
I would cry. Or 3.
I would.
I know you gotta cue the music. The winds.
Oh, the wind
carry
carries
from Sniper Island far away. La la li, la loo.
I think that was probably one of the
Right.
moments it finally sold
I would-
Usopp for me, honestly. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that sealed the deal for me. It was like, yeah, this dude is going to be legendary one day.
Yes.
This guy's
Laugh
top
is
tier.
next. Top
So you know
tier.
what, guys? Now we're talking about, especially with God Usopp. Don't know what's gonna happen, but I actually want Saturn and Usopp to run into one another, because the Gorosei and the Celestial
Oh my
Dragons
God.
are calling themselves God. I'm wondering, because back in the
Yes.
old days, someone acting as a god would be blasphemy. You would be killed.
Executed.
Back in the old days.
This guy's
yeah.
bullfighting.
Yeah. He
Imagine.
just looks at Saturn, or Saturn just looks at him. He's like, "You call yourself a god?" And he's like, "I don't, but people do."
Usopp could
He didn't need
Usopp
to.
could misfire a pop green and like set himself on fire, or like have light shining from behind him or something, and Saturn will be like, "Oh, that
Oh
must
my
be Luffy."
God.
But I guess like,
Create that light
Saturn
illusion
probably
like in
knows
a
it
couple
is, but
chapters
it's
ago.
Sun God Usopp.
Yeah,
Sun God
exactly.
Usopp in here.
He
But
lied for
we
our
said
sins.
we said about Frankie getting the fruit, and Ghost, you said that Frankie doesn't want a fruit. Now I'm curious, can you remember why he doesn't want a fruit?
Well, I don't think that was me who said that, but I
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't
Sorry.
I wouldn't be opposed to Frankie getting Kuma's fruit. I would actually enjoy that.
Oof.
But I think Usopp would be pretty
To
cool.
answer your
to see.
question, then he was offered. Yeah, he was offered the flare
The
fruit
meta.
outside of the Dressrosa Corrida Coliseum whenever Luffy was trying to win it back as Lucy or whatever, and he was just like, "Nah, I don't want a devil fruit." I'm pretty sure he literally said, "I like to swim."
That's not my style.
He was
Oh,
literally
that's
just like,
your
"I like
princess.
to swim." Yeah.
The reason why was because he didn't want to lose the ability to swim, right?
Fair enough.
Now, the reason why I bring it up is because we're on Egghead, and there's sea beasts and seraphim and satellites. What if Frankie becomes the first, like, because he's machine, right?
Right.
What happens if he is the first devil fruit user that can swim? Because he can turn into some like boat or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Right. He's
Beautiful,
more
like-
mechanical than he is human, so he can kind of
Amphibious.
circumvent
Exactly. And the sea beasts have a will. Like,
Evidence to that too. He was not fully affected by the Mira no Mi, the love fruit. when Seraphim Boa used it on him.
Yeah,
He was
half of
only
him.
half stone.
It was half. Yes, good call. Good call. Yeah, good catch, man. I remember that too. I think Oda did that
Genius.
for a specific reason.
I do too.
Oh yeah. No,
and like
that's
him
crazy
pointing
because
out.
his face
Whatever.
wasn't fully affected, and we saw during the whole like Ghost of Baltimore or whatever, like that his face got burnt off, so we know that has to be completely mechanical.
That's
Right,
one of my
that was like,
favorite Frankie moments. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
Just
like the mechanical parts didn't get like petrified, maybe.
Tiger skin.
My favorite is
yeah,
Nipple Light.
just-
But no, I honestly think Egghead is like it's Oda's trying to like tell us like even machines have a will of their own that cannot be changed or manipulated. I think this is what he's honestly trying to say with BB's ancient fucking robot, the giant robot of dreams, the Megaforce One. Like he's all this wordplay is. I think that's what he's really trying to tell us. Like will,
Yeah.
if something has will, it cannot be deterred, it cannot be destroyed or corrupted. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's gonna be like
That's
some
interesting.
Neon Genesis,
Like there'll always be a
Evangelion.
sliver of it there. Like the humanity will always kind of have a sliver of itself there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering about the current Kuma. Like, is he actually? Is there anything left, or is there a slither of fragmented Kuma
At least
left
21 grams.
But
He.
I
all
got
you
it.
need.
Full Metal
That was
Alchemist
good.
shit
That
right
was
there,
good.
too.
jeez, because like Bonnie has got like his whole consciousness pretty much, all his memories and all that shit in a USB right now, right? So it's like, or in like a memory card or some shit. So it's like he might have. Like that room presented itself to her, right? Maybe when he died, or when Kuma, like was getting fucked up, or excuse my French, was getting smashed up or something. Like that's why the room opened to Bonnie. It detected Bonnie like as his DNA or something. It was like, oh, and then like we saw the percentage, right? There's a low percentage, like 14 or 15% in the background, written in the background. So maybe that was his health, or maybe that was like his consciousness being put into Egghead or something. But yeah, I did think there was a fragment there, but. Yeah, exactly, dude. Now I'm pretty convinced there's just nothing left of Kuma in there, and that's the whole crashing into the red line thing, right? Because he's trying to get to Egghead and he's on the wrong side.
I think the opposite. I think there is a sliver of it because that like what we've been talking about, like the will. There's some will in him, and not only that, like just his determination. Like he's headed somewhere, right? His motherfucker got his foot severed, and he's just on a mission. I don't know. I kind of think the opposite. I think this is what Oda's trying to tell us. Is like you turn a guy into a cyborg, you turn a person to a seraphim, you turn him to a whatever ancient robot, whatever. If there's a little bit of will in it, it will overcome things. I don't know. That's my.
It'll like find its way. You mean, right? It's like
right. It's
even
like
if there's a fragment left, it'll.
Something.
That Smokey would explain Oda's message with the Void Century. You might remove our memories, our past, but something
Right.
always bring us back to the where we're supposed to be.
Right.
Do
Right.
you guys think
Splinter, even
that
if
also ties into like Vivre cards, because we
Yes.
saw that there's a little bit of like life, like maybe even like
Soul.
will or like or soul inside of a Vivre card, and through simply Nami having the Vivre card of Big Mom, she was able to do all of that crazy shit. But like specifically though, like I think that like Vivre cards, we like it's like one of those enigmatic things like Reverse Mountain and like Den Mushi and log poses and things like that we've just kind of like accepted as normal things, but those still have to get big reveals probably, like the way that I see it.
1,000%.
Like,
1,000%.
and I
Fire
think
blowing
that would be
Skycloud.
like, yeah, if
Mhm.
that's like a more direct form of inherited will, is like I'm directly donating a part of my will to you right now. It's like it's not even like an inherited will. It's like a gifted, piece of or portion of will. And since you were saying like even the littlest sliver, it was Smokey. That's what made me think of that. I was like, well, there's like a little bit there, right? Like in a Vivre card.
Well, I've been doing, like I said, I've been doing
definitely.
a lot of this Vega Smoke research, and Denden knows I've been talking a lot about the forest of embodiment in Skypea. These trees were said to house souls of the Shandians, another form, and like you bring back the Nami stuff from Whole Cake, King Bomb, a tree, a Vivre card made from pieces of paper. It's made from your fingernail, but like that, we don't know where that paper actually comes from, what tree it comes from. Trees and souls have so many connections in the world of One Piece. It's so wild. It's crazy.
Yeah, and also Smoke, like this, 400 years ago, the illness that seems to have killed Roger when the guy from Shandor was talking to Nolan. They had a similar illness that they called tree fever.
Yeah.
Fever. Yeah, tree fever, which is interesting that before the illness, they compared to trees.
Right, and that's why Nolan cut those trees down. Supposedly, was to prevent that.
But can you remember what you said in your short about what Nolan did?
Oh, he's like, I was like, Nolan sent those trees to their grave or some shit. I was like,
yeah, you just wanted a whole speech about how he's like he really fucked them trees up. He really fucked them trees good. Like, he was like, cut them all down.
Nolan won, trees zero. Let's go.
This is like this all sort of brings us back to what we were saying about poneglyphs as well, and imbuing sort of will into objects and poneglyphs and even fruits. But I'm gonna just jump straight into some like spicier questions real quick. Ghost, why do we think that 4 load poneglyphs are needed to reach Laugh-Tale? Do you have any ideas on that? Do you reckon it's going to be seas, sky?
Well, the fourth one kind of lends to needing like a depth, like up or down, because you would think you'd be able to get enough of a cross section with 3. Because what's a 4th really going to do? But like, you know, you could make like a point and kind of move the line up the 2, right? So that doesn't really matter. One of the theories that I have kind of recently come upon when I was watching Skypiea again is when they're going into the ordeals, they have the 4 doors. And then as soon as they go into the door for the ball ordeal, it goes dark, and Luffy's just like, I wonder if it's actually like only one of these ways that's the proper way, and the rest of them kind of lead to certain doom. So that got me thinking of like, you know, how Skypiea's mirroring the recent arcs and everything. And I'm like, what could the road poneglyphs be? Is it like 3 lies and a truth? So you kind of have to have all of them to define and decipher which is the proper way to go in, and then which is the proper way to come out. Because you probably need just as much information to get to the island as to get out, or else that's just not safe or secure, right?
Right.
Sick.
Well, I got a theory, but I'll let you guys cook first. I'll go after.
Yeah. Since Ghost, I'm gonna give you at least my headcanon because you brought up Skypiea. I always wondered if it's like how they went to the Sky Islands. Once they arrived at Jaya, they were told to look for an animal that would naturally connect to the knock upstream there. I said, what if? Because like you said, with 2 or 3, you might be able to get the location. What if the message isn't a location, but together they give a different information? So basically, you're missing one. There would be like, you know, either you put all the papers together and it gives a new message, or together it makes a new message.
So like as you like put them all together, the overlay creates like a bolded message of like, here you go. So it's like one has like a quarter of the information.
Yeah.
What you guys are cooking on? What you guys cooking on is what my head is going to. I think of the world government flag, right? The 4 balls plus 1 in the center. I think the last poneglyph is reverse mountain for some reason. I don't know why. I think
it's definitely right by the red line.
X marks the spot, you know what I mean? And we know how the channels look on reverse mountain. But not only that, but I just think of the world government flag, right? Like, why is there 4 little circles or spears, right? And then 1 in the middle. And I think that 1 in the middle is reverse mountain. I don't know. I just have this headcanon about like reverse mountain being a type of poneglyph or something. Because it's like when they were going up that bitch, yo, like I don't know if you guys remember, there was these like very specific little archways on them, and they were purposely built on that thing. Like I don't know.
It looks like they even have like little poneglyph etchings on them.
Exactly.
Like there's like little like hieroglyphic like little dragons, but then you can also see like
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it did remind me of like the Shandian script and stuff like that as well that we saw like in that whole ancient city and by that like statue and like it definitely gave you this like archaic like older vibe. And I mean it's crazy because it's like it's kind of nothing like what we saw like the Gates of Justice, which looked just like completely like flat and featureless, right? But probably just as old or like, you know, old, you know, I don't know about just as old, but I feel like that goes way back as well. But you don't see like the etchings on that. So that's like a cool thing to think about.
And like one thing
ahead.
Oh,
Sorry.
go ahead, Ghost. Go ahead. No, go ahead. You go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, no, because you guys really made me think reverse mountain dragons. I might be crazy. Tell me if I'm not crazy.
Are you going
But
the same
isn't
way I am?
like Luffy and Momo going to Kaido for the last battle, going up, having the fight, and falling back down? Does it mirror a bit the passage of the reverse mountain, the
Reverse mountain.
backwards?
Yep.
Because they came
1000%,
from
yep.
the other side and they went up and then went back down. He went from one
Mhm.
side to fight it and they fell back down. So I don't know if I'm crazy or not, but it made me think of that fight, the Papa Reverse Mountain.
Same thing with Skypiea too.
What I was going to say about Reverse Mountain, it kind of links back to Long Range Longland when they're racing around the island. There's that certain patch where there's like the coral and the whirlpool.
Oh yeah.
So that's lending to the fact that we're going to find like the man with the burned scar and the whirlpool somewhere closer to the red line. But we might have to go to the opposite side of the red line, closer to the Fishman Island side to find it.
Ooh.
But how to
Don't
get
even get me
there?
started on Long Ring Long Land.
But how to get there? You would need to
Right.
get Kuma'd over the red line, essentially.
Yeah.
Or Frankie'd, if he gets
Or
you know,
Frankie'd,
the
yeah.
Or
the
Frankie'd,
newly
yeah.
empowered Kuda burst from a pawpaw fruit. Like that'd be insane. Just
Oof,
see ya.
dude. This is spicy.
But with the one thing I did want to touch on with the reverse mountain thing is accessing the red line is like relevant in the way that like if you've ever seen The Hobbit, I made a recent video about this. There's this map that they get at the beginning where it's talking about a certain moon phase and it's pointing at a certain point of the mountain saying this is where you enter at this certain time. This whole story has been following prophecy and timelines. We're not at the right time. And then also the moon is highly associated. So there's that other draw. The picture of the Lonely Mountain on that looks exactly like Reverse Mountain, but it also has a picture of the dragons, like a dragon Smog there, which would represent the celestial dragons, kind of hoarding the wealth of the world and all that kind of stuff. So
Yikes.
another thing that's on there, and I there's another video I had made that associates this new mythological beast people are trying to say Blackbeard might have, like the New Way. That one actually turns into a black cloud, so it kind of replicates his Logia ability, but it's also depicted as a bird or a White's thrush, which a thrush is the bird that allowed the Fellowship in The Hobbit to get into the island. It showed them where to get into the side of the mountain. So if the man with the burned scar, might be Scopper Gabon, has that egg, if it's a bird, it's going to show them how to get into the proper way or something like that. That could be a possible avenue.
Oh wow.
Ooh,
That's
you guys
wild.
smell that? You smell that?
Oh, that's a lot of
Those
cook
just
right there.
cooked a 4-course meal.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Holy shit. Dude.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna have room for desserts. Damn it, Ghost.
So what you been
There's
trying
always
to get out
room
of
for
your mouth,
dessert.
Grandline? Smoke. You've been trying to say something for a minute. What are you trying to say?
Yeah.
No, no, I forgot what I was gonna say because Ghost just fucking nuked my mind. Give me a second to think. Yeah, but that was brilliant. That was actually
That's what it's like. Being on stream
was-
with Dindin and Dak, it's like.
Oh yeah, one thing I did want to bring up too. Just bringing back the whole Reverse Mountain. Nobody ever talks about the second way to Skypiea that we still really don't know nothing about, but we were told that there is a second way to Skypiea. Do any of you guys remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
it's
the
basically-
path to the
yeah.
High West or something like that.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
I just
Yes.
reread Skypiea. I'm
Good
trying to
shit,
remember
good
it.
shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to bring that up. See your guys' thoughts on that too, because that might be Reverse Mountain. I don't know. I definitely want to know more about that.
I do feel, sorry to jump in because it's something I do
good.
feel like the mention of Birkin being on the other side of the Skylands was also relevant. Because whenever they talk about other side, they talk usually in the Grand Line, it's a new world, never about the blues, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but then again, it could be Reverse Mountain, but then again, Denden has heard me, I'm sorry, Denden, I know you've heard me many times say that. Vikings, Elbaf, Idoso tree, a tree that touches the clouds.
Yggdrasil.
I do feel like if the Burka, at least for maybe maybe there's more than more than two pathways, but I do feel like that statement of Burka being on the other side of the world mentioned more the New World than Reverse Mountain.
Because they said it was very treacherous to get from like one side of the Sky Islands to the other. They even asked like, how many of your crew are still left? And they're like, no, we entered here. And they're like, oh.
Yeah, so
okay. Yeah.
we specifically have
Can you
seen
imagine?
so there was like Angel Island and like which was like where Skypiea is and everything like that, and the whole upper yard situation that was in Paradise, which is on like one half of the red line. And then we see specifically with the whole Kaido introduction scene, Balloon Terminal, which is a completely separate Sky Island, which is in the New World. And so we know that there are Sky Islands on both halves, and it's, I believe, stated that the red line goes over the White Sea, but not the White Sea. So I think that there is a thing that bridges the White Sea, like through the White Sea above the red line, so that you can get from New World and Paradise back and forward more fluidly than you can on the Blue Sea.
Which island did you say in the Sky Islands was in the New World?
Balloon Terminal. That's like where Kaido jumped off of, right?
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Weatheria for a second, and I was like, nah, I don't think that's
That thing
Weatheria?
can fly.
No,
Yeah, that thing can
Weatheria
fly,
is
so that
above.
can go wherever.
Yeah, that thing can go
Yeah,
wherever.
There's usually a scene above Sabaody for some reason.
Yeah, like around there, but it can go like kind of wherever. I feel like so it states on the timeline. If you peel through the One Piece wiki as much as I do, you'll have it like kind of memorized. But it states specifically when Hairdas, the Weather Wizard, specifically made like Weatheria and set out to do his research and whatnot. And the fact that he's flying around Sabaody, which is where specifically Celestial Dragons chill, and right above Sabaody is like the red port, and specifically Marijois. If he's flying around in Marijois airspace, I'm pretty sure dude's getting paid out by the government, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeesh,
That's like
yes.
going through Whole Cake Island and not getting like spied by everything that's there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like.
Yeah, just to touch on what Kuba was saying earlier as well, like we did mention that it was called Path of the High West. Elbaf is in that west and it's really high. So, I mean, it's an interesting connection. Like,
Well, not only that, but like Bex brought up the word, when he said the word bridging, I thought of Bifrost from North Mythology. Like,
Oh, yeah.
bridge, a
Yes,
literal
yes.
rainbow bridge. I'm like, that'd be fucking dope if we see a rainbow bridge connecting Elbaf to Sky Island or some shit.
Did you call that the Rainbow Connection?
Yeah, Rainbow Mario Kart, baby, Mario Kart.
I was talking but when I was rereading, this is definitely off topic, but when I was rereading Skypiea recently, if you look at that panel when Angel Island is destroyed, it looks exactly like the panel when Leloucia was destroyed, y'all. Like, exactly. Like, the hole and everything.
Yeah,
The
1000%.
parallels to the end of the series is just, mwah.
Yeah.
Right?
What if it's stupid, but what if it was a test run?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Imagine Leloucia, right? It seems that they want to see how far, but what if like they did like miniature tests? But because now that we know that they can hit from the sky, it does seem that they have access to because we never saw them do anything
it was
in the
a
sky.
test. It was stated to be a test.
Okay.
from
I forgot that part.
Eno.
I forgot that part.
No,
Yeah,
but
remember, they're like, why Leloucia? And Umu was like,
He's like,
it's close. Yeah, it's close.
but-
No, what I'm saying, but what I'm
I'm
saying
feeling
is,
silly
but
today.
what if Angel? I'm saying, what if the Angel Island was the beta,
A
like the
test
first,
for
like
Emu,
when they
yeah.
want to see the weapon, how the weapon
So-
would like the effect.
Oh, no, because Enel has no ties to the world government,
No,
though, so how...
I like
how
where
would
your
you
head.
investigate?
No, but
I
I
see
like
what you're
where your
saying.
head's at. No, I like
Yeah,
where
I
your
like
head's at, Cube. And specifically, I think in that same vein, maybe not Angel Island, but if this is like a bit of a microcosm, and Angel Island reflects to Raijin Island, which is a place that we see, which is
Thunder,
constantly
lightning.
berated by lightning bolts. What if
Yep.
What if
Great
Leloucia
holiday
isn't the first
destination.
test? Yeah, what if Leloucia isn't the first test? What if they specifically tried to Leloucia Raijin Island and that's how Raijin Island. It's they didn't get it right, and so now it's just perpetuating there, but it's not actually destroying the island. Like it's just gonna keep trying until it destroys the island, but it doesn't actually do it.
That's where the
Make
mission
like
self
proper connection.
Yeah, it's not connecting properly. Ooh,
But I don't know that. Like, what if
Nice.
that is a thing? Like, what if Raijin Island was like a bit
test,
of
yeah.
a beta test, and they didn't get it right, so now that place is just completely getting bombarded, just permanently. Like,
Because
like
you're out of sight if you think about it. If they do on the Skyland, no one in the Blue Sea would even know the wiser. You know, you would do those mini tests, and then you try on a big scale on the Blue Sea. If it actually works in the Blue Sea, you know. That's what
I
started
mean,
thinking.
the whole of the New World could essentially be an example of
as
what
well.
we're talking about right now. It's called the
Yeah.
New World, you know, and we know what happened to Wano 800 years ago, blah blah blah. So yeah, it could just be like a testing site for well-governed weaponry and stuff like that.
My biggest theory on what actually like the Mother Flame was. It's just a massive like weather ball. A lot of people are thinking it's like it's Uranus being equipped with like a power source. I think it's just
Weatherhead,
big old weather ball, like a thunderstorm tempo.
Yeah,
it was
on a Lelouch level.
said. It was said
that's
to
what I
cause
was
chaos.
thinking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking with the Raijin Island tie-in. Is like we know how important clouds are. Like specifically, he's brought up clouds a few different times with like pyrobloin and like the volcanic like keratin like output into the like oxygen-rich atmosphere and shit like that. And specifically, he's talked about different types of clouds. Now we're seeing artificial cloud production, and there's even like the imperial cumulus or whatever, like the emperor cloud and things like that. But what the hell kind of clouds are above Raijin Island? How do we not know what kind of cloud that
We've
is?
seen that awakened Logia or somewhat awakened Logia types with Akinu and Aokiji can the terrain of an island, right? What if an awakened version of the Goro Goro no Mi or Rumble Rumble fruit is why Raijin Island is like that though?
Yeah, that's been what I speculated for like a really long time. But I think like if they just messed with so think about like we've seen Vegapunk messing with entire climates of full islands. Like they're in an Arctic Sea. They're in a winter island like right now, but it's tropical.
The significance of what you're saying, right? And in my opinion, is that it's electric, which is spicy. Which is like super spicy, right? Like because we've just had the Mother Flame used, and like I doubt Ghost has heard it before, but like some of you boys probably have. My thoughts on the Mother Flame is like it's the Mother Flame, right? It's called Flame. So Emu used it close because if you use it for too long, it heats up for longer, right? Which would then like subsequently thaw the Marie-Joie freezer. And might just sort of fuck up Emu's like vibe anyway. She doesn't seem to go outside much. But what was I saying all of that? Because so it's interesting you mentioned that like a different weapon or something else might have been tested on Raijin because it's electric, and we are getting closer and closer to the center point of energy and like energy source, right? So we know Enel is electric, and the moon required electricity to function. So, or like the technology on there, at least, not the actual moon.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a giant fucking machine that looks like a dragon or some shit, like buffalo dragon type thing.
Like a ball dragon.
Maybe a ball dragon, something Dragon Ball, just to reference,
There you go.
What?
Toriyama, whatever. Yeah. But I do think dragons have to.
Do you guys think that the Mother Flame is what picked up Beige that one time? Do you remember that? Beige just got lifted into the sky by something, and then we never.
I don't know what that was, man, but it's spicy.
That was cheeky, man.
I think it was Uranus personally, or Uranus. But,
you think it was what?
I was not. I wasn't even near Capone. What are you talking about?
It's bleeding. That's what it is.
No, I mean,
I wasn't even near him.
It's bleeding.
Legitimately, there's three things it could have been. Like legitimately, right? Like when we really think about it, it could have been space pirates, which we know exist. It could have been
that's so true.
It could have been Big News Morgan's because we have never seen like the straight up underneath of his whole like situation there, right? Like, or it could have been specifically Yeah, like something like the Mother Flame, basically. That, like those are the three options. I feel like.
If you've ever played
So-
Croc or Spyro, it could just be one of them lifting platforms that goes up and down, and you just for ages.
So- Lucas,
go
It's
on,
a bad
go on,
place for an
I was
elevator.
gonna say. So I'm gonna go where Vex knows I do like the parallels with the movies, and I'll just say this: the thing that puts in common with Bages, with the arcs where he was in, he's a mobster. The biggest arc where he was in was Whole Cake, Science. He was taken in the sky. The only movie that fits all of that is Shiki's movie. So I do feel like there is. I'm not saying Shiki is the one, but I feel like in Strong World there's a hint to it. There was something in Strong World it could hint to it. A parallel
Was
to that.
was that scene with Beige? And not to keep getting us off topic, but was that scene with Beige before or after Whole Cake?
It was just after the
Before.
time skip.
Just
Yes,
after time skip.
after.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. So he
I'll be back in a
experienced
second.
whatever the hell that was, and then
No
just
worries.
rocked up with the Big Mom Pirates.
Well, so
Like,
what's
that's so weird.
crazy? What's crazy? So sorry, Cube. I do want to get back to Strong World because I love Strong World, and I think everyone should watch it. And it's basically cooked
No
so
reason.
many of my endgame theories. But I do want to also touch on something that I was I read through post time skip, like the whole ASL flashback, and getting right into Return to Saba Odi and things like that. And it's amazing that as soon as we see the whole Akainu chasing after Bonnie thing, which is becoming significantly more important, like contextually now in Egghead, is when we see the whole Beige Mother Flame potentially, thing.
Hmm.
Like what, like Oda could have been setting down some things that he's picking up all of right now. Because we've been on the whole
Like
quote
always.
unquote Emperor's, stream, like a string of like events and things like that. But now we're finally picking back to what he was originally cooking before we even hit Fishman Island, which is really crazy. Like, I'm serious. Go reread through, for one, all of Marineford because it's amazing. But no, like the ASL flashback is it's got some good shit in there. And then like as soon as we hit back into the new time skip, Oda was cooking on a completely different level. And these little tidbits that we haven't gotten much from in hundreds of chapters, we just got a little bit from the whole Bonnie and Akainu situation, right? And it's literally in like the same chapter, I'm pretty sure, that we see the Beige thing happen.
So maybe we'll get a call back to it soon.
Maybe.
So Ghost, you're back. Okay, cool. Let me ask you then. Let's move on. If you had to, we'll stay with the serious stuff, considering where we're at. Like, if you had to wear a One Piece outfit for the rest of your life, which character would you choose, and why?
Probably Rayleigh. He looks cozy, or Crocus. Honestly, they just look
That was an immediate correct answer, by the way. Like, shit, that was impressive.
They just
I
look
didn't
cozy,
even know
man.
the answer.
If you continue down
Yeah,
this
I'm
path,
asking it.
someone's gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm wearing
Come on,
senior
Ghost.
pink. I'm wearing senior
Exactly,
pink
Ghost. No, but
I'm a
Ghost.
red
For the rest of your life, Smokey.
for the rest of my life. That's baby.
Come on. I was gonna say, Ghost. I can see you rocking Senior Pink's outfit or Mr. Chu's outfit. Come on, man.
I could do Bonclay for sure.
Yeah, I could definitely rock some Bon Clay.
I did an impel down Buggy a couple of years ago. They got the hair.
Nice.
The drip.
Nice, dude.
Hello.
Nice. That is a bit drippy as well. Like,
Super drip.
yeah,
I would
like
go
it's usually
crocodile
looking
for
a mess.
sure.
Prison outfits are surprisingly comfy.
Give me
Yeah.
Mock Mice. Cosplay Mock Mice any day.
Fair enough.
One of you said crocodile, right? You're gonna have to wear that
Yeah.
thing on your hand for the rest of your life.
That's all right.
Hella drip.
That's fine.
I've got
man.
hella
I'll cut
drip.
it off. I'm dedicated.
He said, "I'll cut it off. I'm
I
dedicated."
said what I said.
Bro.
Has anyone got any other answers for the drippy question?
No,
Yeah,
honestly,
like Frankie for the rest of my life. Do you imagine how cozy it would be just rolling around in a Speedo all the time? Woo!
Well, and then you have all his
You
accessories,
gotta
like when
really
you gotta
accept
go to
that
bed.
life choice. Like you're talking about losing an arm and having a freaking spike on my arm, or being fucking naked in the
You would
snow.
literally be just at Speedo.
No, but hold on. The nipple lights, though, those are a must. Like
I said, it's all
to
about
make-
the perks.
We are
It's a deal
friendly.
maker. Yeah, the perks,
This is
exactly.
great.
The drip piece is real, boys.
honestly though, I
Peas.
would
You
be
can change
just
your
like
hair every
Corazon.
day.
What Up Song was super fucking dripped out, man. Honestly, his outfits were clean.
Oh yeah, Corazon was drippy, bro. With that
Drip.
like hearts down
Yeah.
here and stuff. Ooh, and the
Hella
big
drip.
old black coat. Oh,
Yeah.
hella drip.
No one's choosing Law because of that hat.
Was
Like,
it Lucas or
Nah,
who made me an avatar where I'm Law? Because I love that.
Hey,
I
made that,
That's beautiful.
Yeah, okay. There's some solid answers. I was expecting a Hachi and maybe some fish.
Who you picking, Den Den?
I would just dress as a Denden Mushi ideally for the rest of my life.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you'll be able to
He
change
wants to
your
literally be
outfit
drippy.
depending on who's talking to.
Yeah, I'm already halfway there. I've got the shell going. I just need more like movie stuff.
His eyes are
Okay,
from
right.
Basket.
Let's have another serious question. Who is the greatest husbando in One Piece?
The greatest husbando?
Or like
Yeah,
legit
yeah, yeah.
greatest husband.
No. The greatest husbando. Or if you want to, you can choose a husband if you want. They don't have to be married. I mean, it depends on what your type is.
I don't know. I'm gonna say this before you decide. Like anybody who got with Garp had to really be sure about their decision right there. Like that man don't give a fuck about nobody but himself.
Yeah, that's so true. And
That
the
is some
steak. Yeah.
selfish boy right there.
He's picking rice crackers over you any day of the week. Yeah.
Trying to break a record. Okay, he's trying to break a record.
So listen, if I was in a One Piece world and I was a female, and I had to choose like who is husband worthy, there's only one character. So Fritz, since you're since you're in that arc, Fritz, since you're on that arc, you will understand what I mean by the end of this arc. Kyros, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think Kyros is the best balance for a male character, so he would be like
Yes, best dad.
I think it's funny you said best balance because homie is just pulling it off with the one leg.
He is not balanced.
He is boss.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's peak.
He is very balanced.
He's a
Yeah.
well balanced character.
But no, I mean, yeah, Neko and I did a whole stream tier listing the
Last
One
week,
Piece husbando.
It was pretty trash.
And
I'm just
oh
kidding.
my goodness, we all came to the agreement that the top 3 One Piece husbandos, and by we all I mean this is my top 3, is gonna be in this order: Yamato, Ivankov, Bon Clay.
Stop it.
How did that even get a second place? What the?
Yikes.
No thanks.
Yamato.
No thanks. I'm gonna get canceled, but no thank you.
No, thank you.
Ivankov is my choice. Excuse
See,
me.
there you
Best
go.
of both worlds, and I can find out what it's like to be a woman. Yeah, thank you. Okay, yeah,
Yeah. And I could just change my mind.
yeah. And then I can just change my mind when I want to. Yes, please.
Yes.
Your husband's having a hard time relating, or your girlfriend's having a hard time relating with what you're going through, so you just change them.
Exactly.
Right.
I can change him. No, like literally though.
Literally, though, yeah, you can't
Like,
change
like, literally
with you,
though.
baby. I empathize with you. I can feel your emotion.
Oh my goodness.
They're not.
Scissor.
They're not in the mood, so you like fingers make them.
I got that hormone fruit, baby.
Listen, it's gotta
right
be Kyros. It's gotta be Senior fucking Pink because he's a G who's such a great dad and husband. And my personal, it has to be Sanji. Like everybody's like, well, he flirts with every woman. That's because Nami won't give him a fucking chance. All right. If Nami gave him a chance, he wouldn't be flirting with everybody.
Dude, he almost had.
Dami.
He almost had Viola, and you can't tell me any different. She
almost had-
was vibing with Sanji. I know she was like
Viola-
leading him on at first.
Ooh.
It turned
Viola
into
gave
In the Davy
legitimate
Back
feelings.
fight, like
Exactly.
in the Davy Back fight, they were like loving him.
No,
Yeah.
she's a
He's just the
wily
best dad.
temptress. She
I
can't
don't
be
care.
trusted.
She will Wiley my Wiley. She could,
A
oh my God.
wily temptress. That is,
People wily-
not a woman to be trusted, in my opinion.
I don't care, dude. I don't
Hey, guys.
care.
Guys, I'm just gonna remind something with Sanji and Pudding. Pudding is 16 years old. Enough said.
That's why no one said anything about pudding. That's why.
Yeah, like,
Right. Well, I don't care.
Because we're all
Kokoro-
smart here.
Kokoro's one of my baby girls, so I
We're all
don't really
grown-ups.
care. Like, I love me some Kokoro, so I don't really.
I was
Give me
Yeah,
I was
young
gonna-
baby
Randy
girl.
Kokoro any day of
Yes,
the week.
1000%. Yes, see, Lucas, this is why
1000%.
we're Nakama. This is why we're
nah,
Nakama.
okay. So to the uncultured who don't know, Kokoro is she was a baddie. Don't get me wrong, but she is
She
not.
still
the
is.
top
Watch
one.
your mouth. Watch your mouth.
She is not.
Don't
She is
slander the
not
girl.
How are
She is
y'all not
not-
mentioning Miss Merry Christmas? How are you
Hold
not
on.
Mary
mentioning Miss-
Dicky.
She's
I'm
got too
saying
much
though.
energy.
Yeah, Vex, you spit.
Kokoro is bad, but she is not even like the baddest of the mermaids. If y'all don't know about my homegirl, Ishili, go look her up. You're welcome.
I thought about Praline.
Just saying.
Praline?
Koala's
Vex
fighting.
just needs to
Charlie?
mute a second.
Koala's fighting the good fight. Koala's fighting the
Move
good
that boy.
fight. She's more than just a woman, Koala. I'm telling you, I'm gunning for Koala. That's for sure.
Her drip
We
is
never
pretty,
saw her
pretty
cleavage.
ferocious.
What are you talking about? That's all we saw.
That's all we saw. Yeah.
think- like,
Viola was
honestly-
90% cleavage.
Cleavage and
All of
forehead.
Dressrosa was 90% cleavage.
No, it's
Let's
cleavage
not-
and forehead.
Background dancer.
Let's not talk about foreheads now because we'll end up talking bad about the best girl. And we
We're
don't want
gonna
to do
stall
that,
about
so.
You're talking about Vivi, right? That's not a forehead. That's a 14 head, bro.
I'm not sure.
No!
Do you know? Can you remember? I made a picture of it. Like, can you remember that game on like smartphones where like there's an airport and it's like a runway and you like drag the planes like
Yeah.
into the airport, right? It was like a real big game. Like I can't think of the name, and you just like
I
drag a
don't
little
remember
trail
the
and the
name.
planes.
Yeah, I know what
okay,
you're talking
cool.
about.
Yeah, we made a picture of Vivi with that on her forehead and all the planes like flying around and landing on her head because it's so big. Like
It's
you can
like
fit
a-
the map of Alabasta.
You already know how I
You
feel
You
about
guys
TV. So
have all slept on three
Careful now.
amazing queens from One Piece. Marguerite, Sweet Pea, and the best queen in all of the One Piece community as a whole, 3-day trip. What up, 3-day trip? What up in the chat?
Who's number 3?
Yeah,
Lucas?
Shout
Number
out
3
to 3-day.
is just
You're gonna
a shout
tell
out
me
to
that none
3-day.
of you are gonna be with any
Perfect.
of the snake Dami mommies, like for real, like.
Yeah, like, give me Sandra
okay.
The
Sonia.
sister,
Yeah,
the
Mary-
white-headed
Mary-
sister. Yeah.
Oh, a marigold, man. She's thick as a
Marigold's
fucking
up
bowl
there.
of
Okay.
oatmeal.
God, yeah.
So
God,
Sandra
any of
Sonia,
them.
Sandra
Because
Sonia
of
kind of
bowl of
bad,
oatmeal.
but she also kind of
We
looks
just
like a
happy over
Funko
here.
Pop. She looks like a
does look
Funko Pop.
Depending
I'm
on
mega
the
Funko
scene, yeah,
Pop,
she's
but-
more Funko Pop than character for sure.
Nah, but Lucas said it earlier. Miss Mary Thickness. Ooh.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
I just want to shout out that Fritz's girl is in the chat and she straight up said that she would leave Fritz for Charlie.
Yeah.
Anyone should.
Got
I just
him.
shout out what you said.
Got him.
There's
Got
nothing
him.
It's
wrong
like,
with that
we
statement.
got that crystal ball now, like looking into it deeply.
You guys,
Um,
we were talking about husbandos. Like, what happened? Like,
This
Why
is
we
this
do-
is
we do-
what happens when you ask the wrong questions.
Wrong people.
Or
Okay,
is it the right question?
Okay,
Because
and
the
that's-
conversation took care of itself.
It did.
let's move on to
Well, hold on. We didn't get
more-
Ghost's husbando or
I said
yeah,
beige
husband.
somewhere in
Okay.
there.
Beige, somewhere in there.
oh,
It got
beige
lost
is
in there.
great.
he
Yeah, no, beige is
likes a
great.
bad boy
dude.
with a 5 o'clock
He-
shadow.
He
Yes.
simps for his own
Yeah.
wife.
Exactly.
He
He's
has
a
a
soprano.
kid.
He's a
He's
soprano.
He's a
there.
wonderful father
Yeah, he's
He's
not
a
a
very-
deadbeat like Yasop or something. Like, you know, he like
for Dragon.
You know,
No.
he was a bit of a scumbag in his earlier years. He was kind of dweebish.
yeah, but now he's on that like Fast and the Furious like family grind. You know,
Exactly,
I'm
on
Are
that
you
here
gonna
Vin
for it.
tell
Diesel
me if
shit.
Mary wasn't there just trying to rizz you up, you wouldn't go with it?
Wait, what?
I would.
Oh my god.
Right. So the
I'll
next
talk about the
question
most
is for
important
everyone.
one.
The next one's for everyone except for Fritz, and then Fritz is going to have his own little
Oh,
like
God.
kids meal afterwards,
Kids meal?
so that he,
Calling it right now.
he can
It's gonna
have
be
one
about
too.
Trailer Park.
Yes.
It is. So in the UK, basically, we have a game called, or not even a game. It's, you know, when you're kids, you play something called Snog, Marry, and Avoid, which means kiss, marry, and stay the fuck away from. Right, if you're American. So
We have the same game. It's called
we're
Fuck,
gonna-
Marry, Kill.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
an
exactly.
adult version.
Very
Ben.
crass.
Jesus Christ.
yeah, I didn't want to put the kill in there because we're on stream, but well, now that's there. It's all right. Like, so the 3 options that you all have to choose from is Carmel, Kureha, and Higurashi. For those who can't remember, Higurashi's the old hag in Wano. Carmel is the old hag in Whole Cake flashbacks, and Kureha is the old mountain hag from Drum Island with the secret.
I already got my picks.
Yeah, me too.
Lucas,
It was so
Same
easy.
here.
I'm pretty sure you're all gonna
has
marry
everyone got this?
Kureha.
1000%.
Oh yeah.
1000%. That's my baby
I'm
girl, man.
disappointed with that
1000%.
choice.
The
To
only
be
one we
honest,
can
I'm going to
trust.
put that out there, but
No. Mary Mother
is everyone?
Caramel and
Nope.
Kureha because she's spry for an old lady. And then you kill Higurashi or whatever.
I agree, but actually, I take back my Higurashi pick, and it's a kind of a toss up. I'm marrying Caramel though. She's waifu material.
Same.
First of all, I'm all
Same.
about having like 1 million kids. I want like a whole farm of them, you know, and also
One plantation.
Her devil fruit is
Before
cracked.
Lucas left
Lady is potentially awakened. There's a whole bunch of reasons why that could be potentially useful if I'm in the new world. You know, I need to fucking survive. That's gonna be my ticket to freedom right there. But also, Higurashi can look like whoever she wants, can't she?
1000%.
This
That's my
man.
peak right there.
This man.
Exactly,
This
dude.
guy
That's
gets it.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
he
get
gets
it.
So
I was gonna say-
if it's a one night
not good
kind of
enough.
thing, if it's a one night kind of thing, I could just be like, all right, look like
In the
Nami,
mind.
and then like
Yeah.
round one's done. All right, now look like Robin. Like,
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. That's a great. That's
Bet.
Yo,
I
if
think
they
I would
heard
go
that,
with
they're gonna be
Vex there,
disappointed.
but I would also have to say, like, I think I'm marrying for that castle on top of that mountain, bro. Like, that's what I'm
I'd
in
clear
for.
some of that snow. You'll be close some of those doors.
I don't know. The way that I see it
Redecorate
is
a
that
bit.
Kureha is already knocking on death's door. I can just put her out. You know, I can just
Exactly,
add
yeah,
the
but-
last nail in the coffin.
Just
No!
a
Oh,
He's
If you get with Kureha, you can she can cure
She's a
whatever
national
she gives
treasure.
you.
Yes. It's like dating
hasn't
a
already
dinosaur.
cured
trust me, she's gonna give you.
Yeah.
She's gonna give you everything.
She's gonna give me
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
for
I'm
me-
gonna take it.
Mother
Don't get me wrong,
Caramel,
she's
Caramel,
bad.
Reindeer
but-
stuff with it.
Mother
Is she
Caramel,
bad? But
can
if
you
we're
eat
talking
my
about, because
drift?
I'm definitely marrying Caramel, so we're talking
same.
about one night of passion, and I'm just honestly
Wow.
thinking of the
Jesus Christ.
potential of what Higurashi could do, and I think it just surpasses Kureha. I'm just being real.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a ton of people in loveless marriages. I mean, like, that's strictly for the money right there.
Yeah. So for me, it's quite
Mother
easy.
Caramel-
All those kids.
Strictly for the money.
Mother
you know?
Caramel is well connected. Like you don't mess with her, dude. She's feds. Like
Ghost, who
I
are
just
your
got to
three?
switch phones.
We
for a
haven't
sec.
even heard his yet.
I would have to
I'll be back.
avoid Higurashi. I would definitely marry Kureha because they're just the most dependable.
Yeah.
And the most trustworthy. I can't trust Carmel. I don't care if she looks good.
140 years strong, dependable reputation.
years
Yeah.
strong.
Exactly. She's built for
Dependable.
tough.
She'll give you a good send off too. When you pass away, she'll give you a good send off. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
She's
So,
gonna outlive
my
you
answer-
and your children.
Well, exactly. We'll
1000%.
have the best funerals for either of us because we'll have the cherry blossoms right there to explode out of all the drums.
So-
I keep all that. I love it.
My answer
Free
is quite
funeral. It's already
easy.
there.
I would marry Kureha. I would kiss Higurashi because she can change whoever she looks like, and fuck those kids. I'll avoid Caramel.
No, but listen, you don't even have to
I'm
say
not
that. 'cause
fit to
she's
be a
gonna sell
father.
She's gonna sell those kids anyway, so what's it matter?
It's a hassle, dude.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I want my
this is
beauty
some big,
straight.
some big yes
You gotta feel-
energy right now.
At some point,
Yeah,
it's
it's like
time
being
to
a
feel
dog
bad
breeder.
about it.
Hey, listen,
he's
I
back.
can say that because I'm Big Dad and I have 100 kids. So like,
You would make a good red-haired pirate for sure.
I take care of my kids though.
A prerequisite to say
Smokey.
like to be a deadbeat dad, right? Like
Yeah.
Smokey. What do you think I'm called? Red Sea Cube.
Oof. It took all.
I'm a dead. I'm a fisher. Shanks, here I come. Shanks, here I come. I'm leaving my kids. I'm
Oh,
coming.
what just happened? Oh, it's good.
yeah, we had a little bit of a hiccup there, but I think we're good.
Okie dokie.
Cube spat, I spat, Ghost spat. Den. What is your pick from the three? Since you posed the question.
Definitely. If it was like, I know that we have to go with the age thing, so it'll have to be marry Carmel, hook up with Higurashi, and please just don't change back into your normal self. And I'd have to avoid Kureha because she is a fugly bitch at the end of the day. Don't get me wrong. I can say that because I'm like.
But I
a
doubt
big
she
No,
would
fan.
she's just
die.
got
Like,
sharp
she
features.
refuses
It's
to
okay.
die.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah,
not only
well
that,
described. She looks like a shark.
listen, if Jamie Lee Curtis plays Kureha in the live action, doubly spend the night with her. Like
1,000%.
Yeah,
Exactly.
1,000%.
1,000% of it.
Now I'm pretty sure because she listens to this
Now I'm
every
soft.
week. Like I'm pretty sure she's not going to do it. Yeah, exactly.
Jamie, we love you.
Jamie, we love you.
No, but the
I
Carmel
called that, by
stuff.
the way.
If we
I'm
could go
taking
any
that.
age, if we could go any age, young Carmel or like that sounds dodgy. Prime Carmel is
Oh shit.
fine.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, for sure. For sure.
Well,
Cigarette
we
in the
don't
mouth
know
and
what
everything.
Prime Kureha would look like then.
I think
I
she
know,
like,
but
looks the same.
We can
No,
extrapolate.
I honestly like look at Suru. Suru kind of aged like I think she was like 40 and she looked like she still had like gray hair and stuff like that. If you look at like
I
the
mean,
guy, like
arguably
I
she
imagine
is
that.
in her prime.
I'm
I imagine
doubling down.
100 years ago, Kureha looked the exact same. How much you want to bet? I'm calling it now.
Listen, doesn't matter.
That'd be
Double
great.
down. She gets the Willa D any day.
God.
She's
She
the
was the
most
first
versed.
person to mention it too. She was the first person to mention the Willa D. She can get the Willa D. 1,000%, guys.
Well, she does
So
get it.
Going full Denzel on
Does
that
get it.
one.
Yeah.
And Mother
Whoa,
Carmel can
whoa.
get eaten. And she can
Going
get
full
eaten if you catch
Denzel.
my drift.
Yeah, that's true. Wow.
Put a bag over her head.
Brickleberry.
Oh no, this is just getting worse and worse.
I
This is
didn't
getting
say
so
that, by
bad.
the way. That was Fritz's old lady. So like.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Let's bang Kureha, Higurashi, and Big Mom then. And
Yeah.
Carmel. But anyway,
Big Mom. Don't be coming up on my lady.
Big Mom
my man.
solos, all categories.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
Marry,
Stop it.
bang, and avoid.
It's like we might
In
end
that order.
up
In that
marrying her and I
order.
have to run away anyways.
In that order.
The One
Once
Piece
you
that
plant the
order.
seed, you're out.
Exactly.
I always pull out.
Then job's never finished.
The job's never. I don't know why you didn't get pregnant, Lindman.
Job's not done.
That's great.
That was a great that was like a great old school like 1920s Hollywood accent. That was fucking dope.
No, but you
That
got
was
to
weird.
imagine, like, Big Mom, even if you have the strongest pull-out game, she could just put, like, a soul into that thing and then just have it, like...
I almost want to give you the
I'm
same questions, but
traumatized
for the
for
male
life.
characters, you know? Like, which one is it is?
Traumatized.
Yeah. Little
Are
slime
we
homie.
I'd almost like to flip.
For the male?
Whoa!
Yeah, I'd like to
Slime
flip
homie.
that one on you.
Okay. Who are the three men then?
Oh man.
Wait,
Sorry,
Denton,
what-
you're
what
stealing
is-
my Hunger Games. You're basically stealing my damn Hunger Games concept. I see what you're doing.
Okay, it's,
I see what you're
it's
doing. I asked
Cavendish,
you in the Hunger Games.
Cavendish, Rayleigh, and
Heerlook.
and Heerlook. Yeah, I guess that's your three. Like,
Oh God.
Well, this is the impossible decision now.
Yeah.
I love
What?
You're
your
marrying Rayleigh. Let's be honest. You're marrying Rayleigh.
No. I'm
No, no.
killing it.
Going near.
man is
Here
not
look.
faithful.
Here look is.
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's
you gotta
not
think
fair.
about it though. If
You
you
are
if
gonna
you
bury
if
him,
you spend
on,
a night with
Lucas,
if you spend a night with
you-
Cavendish though, you're signing up for Hakuba. That's
Yeah,
That's
the
what
only
I'm
thing you
saying.
got.
I
Kill
am. That is
Cavendish. Marry
I'm not tall
Heerlook.
enough for that ride.
Bang Rayleigh.
Lucas
So-
is right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
see?
Lucas, come on, tell me that move that young Rayleigh did to Marco, that finger move, is not exciting you a bit?
No, wait. You're gonna
That
marry
crazy quack.
Heerlook. You're gonna marry Heerlook. Homeboy shot his kid. Like I'm just saying.
Imagine
Like,
the
did it,
crazy stuff
Judo.
he'll do.
Yeah,
Or be convinced
exactly.
to do.
I mean, we'll have your back till the end.
All I'm
This is
saying,
like an
all
Abraham
I'm
and
saying-
Isaac thing. Just no one
the
told him to stop.
premature
Heerlook.
end. Like homie was like welcoming the end. He was just like, I've lived enough life. Like that's fine. I'll eat this mushroom.
I'll
Like
take a good
no.
I'll take a good life insurance
With-
policy out on him. It'll be good time.
Let's have one good trip before we're dead.
Yeah.
Oh my
With
God.
Heerlook, you can guarantee the hairstyle down below is the same as on his head. So I'll be interested to find out.
Wow.
Oh my
This is
God.
the most unhinged stream I've ever been on, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, this is literally the most.
It's nice to
unhinged
have
stream
you
we've
in
had.
here, Smokey.
Harry look.
It's nice to have you in here.
Harry Lurk. Harry, I just heard that, didn't?
Yes, Denton is a demon right now.
Hung and look.
Fucking look, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. To be honest, we did see him butt naked, except for his bits were covered up by Chopper, right?
True.
It's weird. He
Right.
like showed Chopper his boner, and then he's like, "Right, I'm off." It's like,
I'm a
oh,
safe
I don't know what
individual.
this is.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh
a lot
my
of
god.
pirates
And he
struggle with
can do.
syphilis, right?
I'm not on a list.
I mean, that was the moment
Can't-
Chopper knew he wanted to
can't be
become a
cured.
doctor. That's the moment he knew what he
Moment.
he was
He's
like,
like, I can fix him.
Yeah,
"But I can fix that.
Your dick
I can
got
fix
shit on
that,
his
dude."
dick.
Somebody clip that. Dude, somebody
I can
clip
fix that.
that. This Prince going, a lot of pirates struggle with syphilis. Like,
You thought scurvy was bad.
that was
Dude,
hilarious, bro.
that has to go on the
Too much.
TLA TikTok. That has
Oh
to.
my
too-
god.
Too much.
This whole fucking stream
Oh
is
my
going
God.
on that shit.
Oh man, here like there's like the mushrooms.
Yikes.
Mhm.
Do we
It
have
looks like
anything
they-
else
you know,
real
you don't know
we need
me.
to get on about, or we just caking
In
it?
girth.
So for the
Weird.
last serious questions, what are you wearing? No. Who's the final bad? Is it Emu or Blackbeard?
I feel like the world government needs to be taken care of before the final race. I don't
agree.
know. I
Ra-
think
final
Blackbeard
race.
and or like some sort of race if it's gonna like replicate some
Race
sort of
to
Davy
Lasso.
backbite.
Oh, I thought you meant races in the like.
But like the
Race,
actual
as
race
in-
to the One Piece, like gathering all the information, getting all that together, and finding.
I-
the
I
proper
thought you
way.
meant like a races in like a I don't
Human race.
racially. That's what.
No,
Just
Yeah,
men
I thought you meant like
but,
a
no, no.
wacky race, like with the little like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Catch the pigeon.
With Dirk Dastardly. Yeah.
and then the little
Here we go.
dog with the
Blackbeard.
like the
I was driving
So,
handy cars way before
with the world-
I was ever paid to drive a handy car.
Drive a handy car.
Ugh.
that's
agree with
final. If that's what the final race is to Laugh Tale, I'm actually gonna be so happy with that.
yeah.
Or
it's
imagine
true.
they all get to
Um,
Lodestar at the same time, and there is like, and like in the
Exactly.
Gadatsu backstory, with there's like all the holes in the island. I think like
Yeah,
that's
and they've got
that's
how-
like the entrance and how you get to Laugh Tales. You have to find which hole to go down, and maybe like all the Yonko crews kind of get there and say like, we're all just gonna fucking pick a hole, go down,
Straight
see
down.
who's right.
Just gotta
You
say,
just made the
It sounds like
perfect
every
Cow
Saturday night,
Garden
like-
sound effect. Like
That was Yoshi for sure. Meow.
it's like we're-
Whoa.
so, like,
Who is that? That's impressive.
Shit.
Someone owned it. Someone owned an N64 when they were young. I can tell. From,
all of us are 64, we're
I
all
still
30,
own
bro.
one. I still own one, bro. Yeah, like
We are all
33.
30.
we're all like
34.
30.
Oh god, I just remembered I'm 34.
Yeah,
Oh,
really.
no, don't.
I almost shaved off a year. I was like, oh, gotta give the people
Geriatric.
the truth.
Okay, we now know some lore. But like what we really need to know, what we're all dying to know, is how old is the beard?
How old is this?
Ooh.
The beard itself has been trimmed down. If I didn't actually trim the beard, it'd probably be down to like here. But I've had the beard for about 10-ish years now, at least.
Holy sh!
I haven't even been alive
He's
that
not
long. What
I haven't cleaned
Yeah,
shaved my
exactly.
face in over 10 years.
Damn.
I bet
Yeah,
it's
his beard's older than his dad.
Yeah,
He's-
Smokey's
Yeah, crazy.
wow.
Fucking
Smokey's
has
actually
his
one
own
of those.
profile page.
Smokey's
Yeah.
one of those German kids.
That's
He
its own
grows up real
Facebook.
fast.
Beard is older than
Beard
4 of
book.
my kids.
And will you be
First
starting an
Benjamin
Only
Button.
Beards page?
Only
Yeah.
beard.
Face beard.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You saw it.
Beard
You saw it
aged
here
in you.
first, folks.
Yeah, like I think that the closest I've come to actually shaving it off, like I haven't even gone to like goatee or anything. It's just like I'll take it down to like a 3.
Damn.
Like that's as low as I've gone because I don't want to mess
So
it
it's
up
been
and
a
like try and
while.
get like ting ting ting. Try and sculpt it
It's
and
been
be
a
like,
while since you've had a close shave.
Do the Rayleigh beard.
It's hard to get it sculpted right after it starts growing out wide one way, and then you try to trim that, and then all of a sudden it's too long in so many areas. It's like fuck.
yeah, and then it just kind of curls here. And it's like, you're like, well, that's dumb.
I look like Darling.
Stop.
You literally have to cut the Amish off your face, like.
Exactly.
Boys, I hate to kill the vibe,
Oh,
but
dude.
your man Straw Hat Lucas does have to jet. A big dad
Yeah,
for a
we're
reason.
gonna
I
have
gotta
to.
help with the babies.
That's fair.
We're gonna have to start closing up. I was gonna do a little jingle for Beard Piece, but it's kind of over now. Maybe on the next one we'll have a little jingle, and then we can do a little Beard Piece segment.
But yeah, so I am signing off. Party people, just remember the gear piece is real, and I will see you all on Saturday when me and Din Cushy go head to head with Dax Saki about Long Ring, Long Land.
Yeah, dude.
I'll be tuning into.
Yeah, it's gonna be
fire on
spicy.
you guys.
The gear piece is
It's
real.
gonna be spicy.
I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah,
hyped.
yeah. Let's grow
I'm so
long
hyped.
and stretch.
I'm hyped for that stream
Bye-bye,
as well.
Lucas.
That's for sure.
Now
Bye-bye,
that Lucas
Lucas.
is gone.
Nice one.
I know, right?
Finally.
Now we can talk about some serious shit.
Shout out to Kev DOG in the chat real quick. What's good, brother? Thank you for
Kevin.
joining me. But yeah, no, Lucas is too modest. Make sure you guys go check out all of his wonderful content. He's pumping out just a whole bunch of greatness. You can catch his link in the description and join the TLA Discord as well because we promo a whole bunch of his content there. But definitely check out Lucas and Ghost Train, our guest of honor here on TikTok, as well as Captain Smokey. Absolutely pioneering the front there as far as I'm concerned because I just downloaded TikTok like a week ago. But yeah, those guys are goats. You can find them all there.
Oh, man.
Links in descript after the stream and like some pinned in the comments already and in the chat. So if you want to find them, just click on them. Follow up. Yeah. So basically, before we close up, Ghost, is there any anything you want to bring up or last thing you want to talk about One Piece wise? And then we'll close up.
I don't know. I
Pressure.
think we covered a lot of stuff. The only thing I would
I'll give you.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say I'll give you one last question then.
Okay. Yes.
So your last bit here. Somebody get a timer ready. You got 10 seconds to name as many devil fruits as you can. Right, you ready? Somebody,
Sure.
wait. One sec. Vex. You count the devil fruits. I'll count the time. Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm going into Zoans, can I just say the model name as opposed to going like, oh,
Yeah.
Tori, this.
No me.
If I'm doing that, I'll like place
No me,
myself
no
on
me,
the
no
like.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
English
Ready?
dub. It doesn't have to be
3,
the actual Japanese name.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hito, the regular Hito Nika, Oniudo, Buddha, the ancient Zoan Allosaurus, Ito, Mara, Magu, Snow, I can't remember the thing.
And stop.
Pocket.
That was good.
This is like
what
9.5.
was the score, Vex?
It was like 9.5.
Okay, cool.
He was squeaking one more out as the time.
I was trying to fit the pocket in there, you know.
Give it to him.
You're at the top of the leaderboard, and you're also at the bottom of the leaderboard. So congratulations with that. You're the
Nice.
first one to go on the leaderboard. But
I'll take it.
9.5 points. So yeah, I'm gonna have to shoot up and done and cushy. I'll let Vex bring us all out and exit our guests and whatnot, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeesh.
Yeah. It's been real. A quick outro is make sure you go check out Ghost Train on TikTok. Pin message in the chat. His YouTube is also tagged in the title here. You can go show some love over there. Den Kushi, lovely as always. You can check out some crazy spicy stuff that's been going on over there. He's been live streaming about some end of One Piece, some nonsense that I don't want to get spoiled on, so I haven't been watching, but I hear it's fire. We got some great theory videos coming out on the Last Arcs Theory channel. Link in the description there as well. Please do us a huge favor and go like and subscribe over there if you like some of the live content that we've been doing on this channel. Really help us out. Join the Discord to cook with us like we've done today in our Theory channel. You'll find Ghost Train in there and a lot of the other goats that you've seen in the live stream today here with us. Make sure that if you are in the live stream, you are liking the stream. That means a lot to us as well. And if you wanted to be a part of your own One Piece D&D campaign, be a DM or a player, we've also got a lot of that nerd stuff going on. Grab the D&D nerd role, and we can get you set up. We just got a new group set up literally this week, and we're really hyped for that. Lots and lots of great TLA content. It's always a fucking blast being here with you guys. It has been wonderful. Thank you so much, Ghost Train, for joining us.
It's been a blast.
Can't wait to do
Super fun.
Yeah, we got to do this again for sure. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm totally down.
And also, thank you, Fritz, for streaming for us today. You were an absolute goat. But it's been a real chat. I think we're good to go and close it out.